Alright, here we go, playing some Rocket League and all this crap. Oh my god, okay, go for that ball. Oh man, epic save. Whoa, and the crowd goes wild. Maybe. Whoa, I'm about to hit this ball in. Let's go, center ball and... Wow, I really missed that? Okay then. Well, I'll just go back for another hit and... What the hell? Oh my god, not right now. Hang on, I can make it in. Okay, hang on for a second. I gotta check the springtail thing. Okay, that might be copyrighted, but who cares? The text tries, because right now I'm looking at a text, because of stupid notifications. I still gotta go for this ball. Hang on. Review beta game kill swing. What the hell? And there's even some codes in here. Wait, hang on. Wow, okay, put the phone down for real quick. I gotta end this game with Morlin. Come on. Come on. Don't let it go into the goal. Here we go. And it's in. Anyways, that's real kill swing. I think I might have played this game before, back in 2015. Hang on a second, wait, oh wait, I remember now. Anyways, hello everyone, I am Goolierchain with the first impression review for a beta that I was invited to by San Diego Studios, who are also the makers of some sports game like some baseball games and all that, and a familiar game named Pain that I actually have played before in the past. But anyways, thank you for inviting me to do this, by the way. This review is the least I can do too, since you guys invited me to this new game. Now, I've actually heard back in 2015 it was like kind of this new battle arena, but I wasn't really too interested. But when I got this, I told myself that I should really check this game out. I didn't even know this was a thing. Anyways, with that being said, let's talk about the actual game. So for this review, by the way, usually I do like a story segment, graphics segment. Now because this is a beta, which it's not finished, I'm going to be more on about being specific things. And remember that this is a closed beta. For the PS4, I think that there are like codes in the news file. So if you are able to go to like the calendar on your PS4, you might be able to find some function codes. Which I actually didn't even know that was a thing. I actually did recently check it, and there are some codes, but they're kind of disappearing in and out. But I did get like the one code from the studio themselves. So again, thank you. Anyways, let's get on to the actual review. So, the game is a battle arena that has 3 teams. 2 human teams, blue and gold, and a mutant team that is in the color of red. In order to win the game, the human team must destroy the other human base, or if you're the mutant, you must destroy one of the human bases, etc, etc. So there's 3 bases in total, 1 needs to be destroyed, and that's the game. So, how does this work? Well, basically, the humans protect the bases and attack the other 2, while the mutants go after the other 2, which creates this big, huge tug of war gameplay. But there is a catch for the mutant. There is only 1 in the beginning, while the humans, both teams have 4, so there's 8 humans on the battlefield, while there's only 1 mutant. So how does this work? Well, this leads into the main part of the game, which explains the title. And it is the mechanic of the swain. The swain is created by the mutant, and it is used to damage humans and can turn them into one by taking their unconscious body after dealing enough damage. They can struggle to escape, but once turned, you're basically turned for the rest of the game, and the mutant can also win by turning everyone. So the mutant can either destroy a base after creating enough other mutants, or he can simply turn all 8 into one, which is actually really interesting. So there's a lot of ways to end the game and win for each team, and honestly I do like having this sort of like tug of war where there are many ways to end the game, because personally to me that this creates new opportunities of winning each game. And it really is big, because you're not focusing on one base, because you have to consider, is it easier to go for the mutant base, or is it easier to go after the other humans? So it makes this big tug of war where you really do have to think and play out a strategy of either which base you go and which one is more dangerous than the other. So overall, you have a battle arena that has 9 players in this tug of war until everyone is turned into a mutant or until one base is destroyed. There is also another thing that
is mentioned for the humans, they also have these special mechs, these giant robots. If used correctly, they change the entire game. To get a mech, there are these canister stations that you bring to a drop-off point that you capture, and by doing so, you decrease the time it takes to get the mech for everyone. So basically, the mechs, they are on a time-based kind of thing. Until a certain time limit has hit, your whole team gets a mech. Everybody does. It's not separate for everyone. If you all work together, you get mech. The mutant, of course, doesn't have anything like this, so only the humans have mechs, which they're completely invincible from the Swain, which is why it's useful to take out the mutant base, and they're pretty powerful. They're kind of the big author mechanics, so you have the Swain the max as your two big mechanic. The canister also acts like explosives to the Swain, so the canister also has a play as being like this kind of grenade. But I do have some problems, or maybe just changes that I would like to see in the game, because personally I actually did have fun playing this game. I did 5 games. All 5 games I started out human, which I was really trying to get into a mutant game, but I just couldn't start out as a mutant. But I did got one of the games where I was actually turned into one. I did get to mess around for a really short time because it was kind of at the end game. So again, it was really hard to say about this, about whether or not should I really go off the space. But again, sometimes it's really hard to find games. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into kind of improvements that I would like to say. So, to me, there are these 2 canister stations, one for each team. If the other team basically can take out those stations, but they can't capture it. To me, I think they should. I think that if blue team takes out the gold canister station, I think it should be taken over, because if you can't take it over, to me there's really no point, because you have the top pathway, which you may argue, but isn't that the mutant's way? That's dangerous. Well, as long as you stay together, he doesn't have to go near you. It's too dangerous. So you can completely ignore the bottom side. And it doesn't matter if you gets captured, because, or gets destroyed, I say, you can't capture them, because you can just recapture it. The only point in the game where you can capture something is the drop-off point. That's the only thing that you can capture. And I know it's more of a balance kind of thing, where it's we don't want them to over-control by simply taking 1 point. But to me, it's a new way. It brings more of a strategy, because to me it's always stay on the top path together. Just make sure your canister station or drop-off point doesn't get captured and destroyed, and you're kind of just fine right then. And to me, it's just it's kind of boring, and it doesn't really lead to a lot of strategy. And this kind of makes a way for them to push forwards, and it means a new way to protect canisters. There's a reason to do it, and the problem is that there really is a reason, because you can simply capture it back again. Another thing is that in one of my games, there has only been 1 mutant in 4 of my games, and there has only been 1 game where there was at least 2 or more, and that was the very last game when there was 3 mutants, because I was also torn, but I kind of made myself get torn, because I was oh, I really want to see how it is. Because here's the thing, it's really weird to start as a mutant, because it's kind of random in my opinion, so it's really hard to start as one. So to me, I think there should be 2 in the beginning, because I think this makes a fair sense, because again, you're telling me that there's one team that has 1 guy against all 8 authors, and you may argue that, oh, but they're fighting each other, it's a 4-on-4. Well, yeah, but they're also the enemies of the mutant, and they will fight back against the mutant. So this really isn't fair, you know? To me, it just really isn't fair. And yes, the mutants are quite powerful, but it just doesn't work against a 1 against 4. It just doesn't work out. My last advice is a bit minor, but I think there should be a preference of humans and mutants. So I'm going to use the example of the video game Evolve. You may have remembered this game about the aliens, but basically in multiplayer you can make a preference of either being the monster or any of the other 4 classes, and I think that this game needs it. I think there should be a preference where there's kind of like this thing where, do you want to be a human more than you do want to be the monster? Do you want to be the monster more than there is the human, or in this case mutant and human? And honestly, I think this can also be helped with the last statement I made, which have at least 2 mutants, so that way there's more of a chance. And for people who don't want to be the mutant, just have a preference of being human. But let me tell you about the good things about the game, though, because again, I think there's more good things. These are just 3 kind of improvements that I would like to see, or maybe changes where I think it could be better. So let's talk about the good things of the overall. You do have multiple characters. They do have different play styles, which is pretty nice. You kind of have an assassin, tank guys. You start out with 3, and you can buy more later on by playing through the game. Not only that, the game is pretty balanced. I'm gonna be honest. The game is pretty balanced. Only I think the mutant, like I said, you start out with 2, so that way it has a chance to make an army. Because again, you kind of have to be lucky with the mutant. You kind of have to hope that a player just kind of diddly is around alone for you to capture him, or no one's paying attention. But it is pretty balanced. A lot of characters. You do have different mutants. The game also looks fine. I'm actually going to talk about how it looks. It looks fine right now for a beta. Character models also look good, so no worries about there. And honestly, this game has potential. It just needs more maps, because there's only 1 in the game right now, and it's okay. There's only 2 stations and 1 drop point. It definitely needs more maps, maybe variations in them too. You know, I can believe that in the future there will be more different characters. And honestly, with this being said, I'm going to actually give this beta a score, because I don't like ending it with just like, oh, the beta is good and whatever. Because again, doing reviews, I kind of like to give a score. So for this, I am giving this beta a score of beta 8 out of 10. It has so much potential. It is fun to play. It gets you excited. It creates this tug of war strategy that you need to work with your teammates, and I really do believe that many players would be interested in this game when it fully gets developed. And I just really do think that maybe there are some changes, or either that. Also, a quick note, this is just some notes that I've made. Tutorial, I think it could be a little bit more in depth, because the tutorial is quite quick. I'm not gonna lie, it's very quick and it's very snappy, which is fine. It's just that I think it needs a little bit more explanation, because I was kind of confused at first how to play the game. And all of the skills, all of the characters have different skills. The mutants are kind of the same, but they have their own skills as well. And there's also like a health station that you have. And really, it does have potential, because I was thinking about this while I was playing through my 5 games. I'm like, this game has potential. It just needs to be done. So with that all being said, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And check out the website that I will leave in the description, you know, for more information. If I didn't went all over, because there is a lot to talk about in this game, in my opinion. It's just that you would have to go a little bit more deeper. And I kind of wish that I did kind of kept on playing a little bit more of it for myself, because while I was doing the review, because this is kind of a work in progress review kind of thing, is that I was thinking of all of the things like, this could be improved, the potential. Because again, if I were to say anything about this game, potential, it's a beta. You can go so far in many directions with this tug of war gameplay between 3. I think the only thing that I would also say, this is just like a little bit of like advice, maybe you could do this, but this is also going to balancing kind of thing. It would be kind of cool to see this, like, let's say if a human destroys the other human base, if those humans could join on their side to take out the mutant, like instead of the game ending right away, I would love to see that they would work together to destroy the mutant after they've been destroyed. Or maybe like the mutant destroys a base and takes over those humans and then go after the other one. Like, clearly the balance is that they win, but I would just love to see that, because it would provide some like clutch comebacks, and maybe even some like really hype tug of war between a one-on-one kind of situation. And to me, with that being said, all I have to say to you, San Diego Studios, just do it right. Because I've seen betas and alphas like this, where they start out good and they fall short, but honestly, I think they know what they're doing. I think they are going to go far with this. And this is a PS4 closed beta, so if you want to try to find a way to get into this or whatever, I will keep their website in the description. Check out the news or whatever in the PS4, if you do have a PS4, of course, because I don't think this is on Xbox. This is a PS4 exclusive. And with that being said, I will see you guys later.